Put together for you to talk football today. Ready to roll. Ryan Clark is here. Bart Scott is here. Diana Rossini, Rob Ninkovich. We are ready to go. And we had ourselves a spectacular game to kick off the weekend last night. Game of the night, the Las Vegas Raiders hosting the Chargers. I underlined the words Las Vegas because they did not appear on Jon Gruden's hat in the first half of this game, sporting the Oakland Raiders hat. That's a bad look, but this is worse. Derek Carr down 7-0 late in the first quarter. Watch this. That's trouble. It's ruled a groin injury. He would miss the remainder of the night, and it is obviously worth keeping a close eye on the rest of the week. Second quarter now, Marcus Mariota on for the Raiders, down 7-3. You know where he was looking? He was looking for his big tight end, Darren Waller, 35 yards and a touchdown. He had 9 catches, 150 yards. Raiders up 10-7. Looking for an answer. 25 seconds left before halftime. Tied at 10. Justin Herbert untying it. Tyron Johnson, 26 yards for the score. The rookie, spectacular. 314 yards, 3 total touchdowns. Chargers up 17-10 at the half. 24-17 in the fourth. Third and goal. Mariota. Watch him. He flies through the air with the greatest of ease. It's a touchdown. Derek Carr loves what he sees. We're tied at 24. Just over 2 minutes left. Same score. Raiders looking to win it. Hold everything. The Raiders may just have lost it. Chris Harris Jr. with the pick. He's going to bring it back 50 yards into Raider territory. Mariota making the potential game-saving tackle. Huge play late by the Charger defense. Now they're in field goal range. Now it's 3rd and 2. What you going to do with about $1.50 left? Don't do this. Justin Herbert taking the sack. Kendall Vickers gets him. It's a loss of 8. Makes the field goal try longer for the Money Badger. 51 yards for Michael Badgley. He missed one earlier. Snap, place, kick, up, and it is no good. Hooks it to the left. His second miss of the night, and we're going to overtime. Raiders get it first. You know what touchdown ends the game? 3rd and goal. Mariota rolling, knocked down. What are you going to do, Jon Gruden? Go for the win or kick the field goal? They kick it. 27-24 Raiders. Just over 3 minutes left in the OT. 1st and 10. Herbert. Jalen Guyton. Guyton is behind the defense. He's inside the 5. Chargers with a chance to win. Later in the drive, 2nd and goal. Herbert going to take it himself. Hold on, he fumbled. The ball is recovered in the end zone by the Chargers. By rule, they're not allowed to advance it, but they retain possession. So 3rd down. If at first you don't succeed, try. Again, there's your ball game. Justin Herbert, the game winner. The Chargers dealing what could be the death blow to the Raiders' playoff chances. 30-27 in OT, your final score. And if you are a Raiders fan, you probably want to avert your eyes. This does not tell a good story for the Silver and Black. Through Week 10, Vegas was 6-3. They had a 73% chance to make the playoffs, according to our analytics. That has now dropped below 5% after yesterday's defeat. And so let us bring the crew in and start talking about this. And Ryan Clark, I will start with you on a night that began with Jon Gruden wearing the wrong hat and ends with his team on the wrong side of the playoff picture.
Yes mới, sốt cua đậm đà, có xúc xích thật thấp.
If you were Jon Gruden, wouldn't you also want to go back to the glory days of the Oakland Raiders? Wouldn't you also want to be in that stadium with the baseball field in the middle and faces painted with shoulder pads on of people who could play football because they're that swole in the stands? Don't you want to go back to them days? Not the days of the empty, brand new, beautiful stadium in Las Vegas when you can't stop a nosebleed. As my partner Bart Scott once said, this team is terrible. And that's all on Jon Gruden. When somebody gives you $100 million for 10 years, they're giving you the keys to the car, the keys to the house, the keys to the other facility, and the beach houses that you own. Jon Gruden makes all the decisions in Oakland. The people that they pick, I believe he has a say in that. So Mike Mayock, it's not all on you. The plays that are called defensively, Rob Marinelli, it's not all on you now. This is Jon Gruden's team. This is Jon Gruden's organization, and he is failing. He's made $30 million, and they haven't even won 40% of their games in the 3 years that he's there. And so if you Jon Gruden, one, you got to figure out where your team plays, what's the right hat, more importantly, how to win a freaking game.
That's right. And Bart, let me come to you then on that thought, because it is 3 years in to the much ballyhooed Gruden tenure. It is starting to feel like it's getting late early out here. Do you feel like this team is far away, or is this the kind of situation where he may be a piece or two away from turning this into what we all expected him to do when he got there?
Well, listen, yesterday defense was optional. We realized that it wasn't Paul Gunther because you saw Marinelli couldn't bring back some of his magical days as a defensive coordinator. You have to go to Mike Mayock. Mike Mayock got to make better picks. Arden Key hasn't really turned out. The defense is historically bad. It didn't even look like they had a key understanding the fundamentals of defense. You got safety sitting too deep in cover two, looking at big zones, guys running wide open, a tight end destroying you for 150 yards. Yes, he's done that to some of the worst defense in the league, but this is a team with playoff aspirations. But with all that being said, I think, Jon Gruden is 3 years into his tenure, and I think he's changed his team. He's given it an attitude. He's given it a personality. When he came in, he had to get rid of Cooper, get rid of Mack. He's failed to replace him, but I think they're going in the right direction. We have to make a decision on Carr long term, but right now he's at a discounted price compared to most starting quarterbacks. I think they'll be better. They just have to get some more pieces on defense.
And Rob Ninkovich, let me come to you, because you brought up an interesting thought earlier today in our meeting, which is the Oakland-Las Vegas thing. That could actually be more significant than just the hat that Jon Gruden was mistakenly wearing.
Yeah, I mean, the first thought I had when they announced they were going to Vegas was, man, that's a tough place to bring young kids, 22, 23, 24. I mean, every player in the NFL is a young guy. So you go to Vegas, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that thought this. It was, geez, that's going to be a really hard place to control your team when Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you can go out and you can find anything you want, and you can have a great time. And when you got a little coin in your pocket, sometimes that could be trouble. So it's going to be hard for anybody to go in to Vegas and win consistently and get into the playoffs and all those things that we talk about, especially in Vegas, because of all the distractions. So I think it's just going to be hard for anyone to win there.
Well, look,
Vegas is closed. Vegas closed, y'all. Is anyone in Vegas right now?
Oh, you can, RC, you know you can find something in Vegas now. Come on.
Well, I know the nightlife. I know the nightlife in Providence is popping right now. But I'll tell you what, you can win in New York, you can win in Miami. You can't blame the city. The players have to hold themselves accountable. And I just think they don't have enough good players. You saw a lot of defensive players were hurt yesterday. But listen, New York is a city where you can find something to do all night. Miami's a city where you can find something to do all night. I'm sure Los Angeles is a place where you can find something to do all night. They just have to get better players, and they got to get better coaches and coordinators.
Or maybe there's a reason why Green Bay is always so good. One way or another, that's our top today. Obviously, we begin with the game last night. Then we get to what shapes up to be the biggest story of the weekend. Drew Brees back at practice this week. It remains unclear right now who the Saints will start at quarterback Sunday in their monster matchup with the Chiefs. Brees coming back from 11 broken ribs and a punctured lung. Here's head coach Sean Payton.
It's pretty simple. It's just functionality, strength, throwing, without soreness, there's a process. And, last week with the trainers, he had one throwing day. Then yesterday, the same way. And it's really asymptomatic, feeling good, strong, and like you can function and be an asset and play well.
All right, Diana Rossini gets up early with us, our NFL insider extraordinaire, who has this game this weekend. You have Saints-Chiefs this weekend, and you cover the Saints very closely generally. So what is the latest on Brees, and when do you believe we will know who the starter will be?
I think we're going to know later today who the starter will be. So much credit to the Saints organization, Greeny. It's Friday. We have no idea who's going to start on Sunday. This is how well kept, or at least how disciplined this team is. Nothing has been leaked out just yet. So there's a little bit of reading the tea leaves. I did make some calls on this. And here's the sense, Greeny, I'm getting a lot of optimism here. So we talked last Friday, and I was like, Greeny, no way. They're going to be conservative. We're not going to see Drew Brees until the playoffs. Well, it sounds like Drew has looked good in practice. He's getting healthy. They have gone day by day with him just to check with the trainers to make sure he's close to 100%. But it would not shock me if Drew Brees played against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That video we were just showing you was Brees working this week. And as you point out, Diana, he did look really good. So, again, you're covering this game. How are the Chiefs preparing for this defensively, not knowing who it is they're going to face?
Yeah, this is so interesting, and this is where Sean Payton is once again brilliant. Why tell anybody who's going to start and give that advantage away? Because now the Chiefs, they've got to prepare for 3 quarterbacks because you have no idea who New Orleans is going to go with. Is it going to be Taysom Hill? Is it going to be Jameis Winston? Is it going to be Drew Brees? But here's what I found out talking to Tyrann Mathieu yesterday. He said they're doing tons of work on Taysom Hill. He says he's so mobile and he's such a unique type quarterback that they've got to do more work on him. They know what Drew Brees can do. And he even said, he's like, look, all due respect, he is a Hall of Fame quarterback, that being Drew Brees. He said, but prepping for Taysom Hill takes more work. We have to do more at practice preparing for him. And it really seems and feels like